Hello, 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 everyone. How's everyone doing? I'm Alvin King, the host of He Said, He Said, He Said, a look at the world from a seasoned Black man's perspective. It is Friday, July the 22nd, and it is hotter than hell outside in DC. But I'm feeling good. I hope you guys are feeling good. Welcome to a new episode of our show, Let's Get Newsy 3. I'm telling y'all, it is so much news out there, and I know you know this, but sometimes some of the news that we talk about amongst ourselves get swept under the carpet. So tonight on Let's Get Newsy 3, Vash and I want to talk about some of those things that, that are not being talked about. And we want to hear from you. We want to know how you feel about some of the stories or what's going on in the world that we're going to talk about tonight. But again, I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to our show. When I bring on, my co-host tonight, I don't, look, if you all are there, I need you all to sing happy birthday because, now I'm whispering because I don't think he can hear me, but his birthday was this week. So without further ado, welcome to the He Said, He Said stage, ladies and gentlemen. My co-host, Mr. Vash, Boddie.
Hey, Alvin King.
Hey, Vash, Boddie. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Birthday to you.
Thank you
Yes,
so
his
much.
birthday was on Wednesday. Hey,
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
Yes, July 20th, cusp of Cancer and Leo. I love my combination. Happy birthday to all my birthday twins, Curry Mendez, Kayla Poor. It is Kayla Poor, correct?
Kayla Poor, yes.
Kayla
Poor, her
Poor.
birthday, yes.
Birthday twins. Anyone else who's July 20th, I know you, I see you, you are special, and you are smart, and you is beautiful.
There is somebody else who watches the show whose birthday was on the 20th too, but it escapes me because I said happy birthday to them, but they watch the show like Kay does, and I wanted to acknowledge them as well. Hi, Monica. So how has your week been, man? I mean, are you doing anything special for your birthday?
Well, we talked backstage. I'm taking on YouTube because of a project of mine was canceled. My project's called The Original Intersects Connect. YouTube took our channel off, so I spent my birthday putting together a protest show that was on last night. Hopefully next week I might be able to share a clip or two from the show to give people an idea of like who's on it and what we talk about. And it's a really fantastic show. The Original Intersects Connect. You can go to Linktree/Intersects Connect and you can find us and check out the show. It's really quite special. Other than that, I have been spending the week discovering what man spread is all about. It's been hot. I had to just air out Virginia because, honey, it's just been warm.
Well, last week you mentioned something because I have been talking about it with you, but you mentioned it on the show last week. You mentioned that I have been on jury duty, and ladies and gentlemen, that is true. I was on jury duty for several weeks, and being that we were just coming off of a show talking about male trauma, I'm bringing this up now because that stint that I participated in for jury duty, and I'm choosing my words carefully here, it really took a toll on me. And I didn't realize it until after, it was over, how I felt. And I started looking at some of my behavior patterns, and I started thinking, wow, something is not going on, is not right. You don't have that happy, that glow, that thing, that little Alvin thing that you had. So my point in bringing this up, ladies and gentlemen, is to say to anybody out there, if you are going through something and you know that you're going through something, don't deny it. I reached out and got some help. I reached out and got some help and did what Alvin needs to do. I'm no stranger to therapy, but I reached out because that episode of doing my civic duty took a toll on me. And so I'm saying this so that anybody else who does that, if you go through what I went through, it is real. Get help, talk to somebody. I did call Vash today and talk to him about it, and I felt better after that. But don't just assume that it's nothing and that it will go away, because it really changed my whole character for like 2 weeks. So I'm glad to be back. I'm in a place where I can talk about it because I kind of know what it is. So that's my advice to everybody today who may be going through something.
Really good advice. One should always reach out and get assistance. As a matter of fact, well, there's a new like hotline for people to reach out and get assistance.
It is. And I'm sorry, you know what? I want to say it, but you know what? I might have to go to my phone and look it up, the new hotline.
It's 988.
It's 8 something.
It's 988. It's
988.
Yeah.
If we could put that up, for people to look at that. 988 is a hotline that you can call if you need
emotional assistance.
I was going to say suicidal, but if you need some type of assistance with a trauma that you're going through, you can call that number, and it's national, right?
It is. It's definitely national.
Okay.
I'm wondering if it's international. Now, one thing that you should do when you call, if you are in the LGBTQI plus spectrum, you should try to vet the person that you're talking to make sure that you are speaking to someone who is sensitive and knowledgeable about specific things. So don't just call and think the person you get is going to be able to help you. You may have to qualify what it is that your specific needs are to see if they can connect you to someone who can really be particular about your needs. So,
exactly.
Well, Alvin, I want to thank you for doing your civic duty. I mean, so often people talk about getting out of jury duty, and there are definitely ways of getting out, but I'm glad that you didn't. I'm glad that you did your civic duty, and hopefully justice was served.
I did my civic duty, and justice was served. So thank you. Well, again, welcome to a new episode of Let's Get Newsy 3. Hello.
Before we go ahead.
We have someone new, I think. Raymond Molinare. He said, happy birthday to you.
Hello, Raymond. I appreciate that. I do. Well, Alvin, before we move forward, I think we cannot not talk about the elephant in the room.
We cannot. We have merchandise, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, as you can see, we have a T-shirt. He said T-shirt, and we have a he said mug that Vash is sipping on, and both of these items are available, and you can just send us an email to he said live at Gmail, expressing that you like one of the T-shirts. They will come in different colors. They come in different sizes. And so we will explain all of that to you in an email, but they are available. So wear us.
I mean, let me wrap my arms and fangs all around you, carry me around with you everywhere.
I love it. Yes, he said merchandise is available, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Vash, for not letting me let that elephant get out of the room. So yes. Thank you. So let's get newsy with these people tonight, Vash. So speaking of elephant in the room, I'm going to start tonight off with, on yesterday, President Biden, he tested positive for COVID-19. Mm-hmm. And, it was confirmed by the White House. Actually, I got a chance to see Karine Jean-Pierre do her thing, which I thought was great. But, the big thing is with this, to me, is that COVID still lives. COVID is alive. COVID is not going anywhere, and you can get it. You can get it.
Cases are on the rise. Now, what I'm learning, oh, hi, George. Let's show it to you one more time. Cases are on the rise. I know so many people who have COVID these days, but it seems to be milder. Not to say that we shouldn't be diligent. I mean, be diligent, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But cases
are
definitely.
I think first of all, this new strain that is out there, this new strain is what's going around and what people are getting. But also, I think the reason why it's milder because I got COVID in early in April, and I think if I wasn't boosted and if I wasn't vaccinated, I think my symptoms would have been much worse than what they were, but they were not. And but I've been going to parties and some little gatherings, and I see that people are not wearing their masks. I see that people are, going on trips and being around, hundreds of people. I'm not saying don't live. I'm saying that COVID is alive, and just prepare yourself for the possibility that you might get it.
Absolutely. And I have to comment that first picture that we showed of President Biden, he looked old and frail.
He looks sick.
He looks sick. I mean, it just makes me want to say just one more time for everybody to hear.
Yeah.
No more old white men for president.
For the president.
No more old white men. I don't care. Whoever needs to hear that, we're just not doing that anymore.
Well, I do wish that he's feeling better soon. Clearly he was working, the news, the media was pushing the whole envelope about him working, and hello, George. Hello, Blue. Thank you guys for joining. But they were pushing the envelope that, even at 79, he is pushing through COVID. Sit down. Rest.
Yeah, give it a rest.
Rest yourself.
Right.
And I'm not even gonna get on Vash's coattail about what he just said about old white men running this country.
I mean, I'm not trying to be racist. I'm not trying to be ageist or anything along those lines. But the last, 8 years, 6 years have just shown we have other people on the planet who are scratching and itching and capable of leading, and we need new directions, and we need people who are not afraid to make changes. Right. Old people can make changes too, but I'm just saying that it would be nice to have someone who's really representative of what's coming down the pipe in terms of where we're going.
Right. And while you're there, let me say to the younger generation, because all these new polls are coming out right now, talking about the younger generation doing all these polls saying that they don't care, that what's going on in the world doesn't benefit them or whatever. It is because they go out and vote and do what they have to do that's going to make the change. You cannot not do something and expect something to happen. So, younger generation, stay woke, stay involved, do your duty, but don't sit back and say, you know what, forget it, it's going to be what it's going to be. Change will never come if you have that attitude.
Exactly. And we have to live our lives in such a way that what we do now is really for the people that are coming after us. We have to be diligent about what we're doing for the environment, not for us per se, but for those that are coming after us. We have to make sure that women have the right to choose what happens to their bodies, not just for the women that are alive today, but for the ones coming up. I mean, that's how we have to think, and that's how we have to act.
Well, amen. Amen to that. And I think Blue said, we can have that, but we must begin to understand our power as a people. Yes, I mean, we are very powerful. We've shown that. We've shown that. We showed it in the last election with Stacey Abrams, turning a whole state blue. You know what I'm saying? So we do not fall back to, I'm not going to do anything because it's not for me. That is not the right attitude to take if you want change. All right. So since we're up in the White House, did you see the January 6th? Did you see the January 6th trial, or the I'm going to call it a show because it was a show. It was really a show. They laid it out so bad. The committee of the January 6th hearings, they laid it out so bad, Vash. I mean, they had videos and all this other stuff that, was just so credible. And if you don't mind, I want to show this video of Donald Trump that they played last night of him getting ready to say his speech after they had went through the Capitol.
We obtained the never-before-seen raw footage of the president recording his address to the nation that day on January 7th, more than 24 hours after the last time he had addressed the nation from the Rose Garden. Let's take a look.
Whenever you're ready, sir.
I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack yesterday, and to those who broke the law, you will pay. You do not represent our movement, you do not represent our country, and if you broke the law, you can't say that. I already said you will pay. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defied the seat of justice. It's defiled, right? See, I can't see it very well. Okay, I'll do this. I'm going to do this. Let's go. But this election is now over. Congress has certified the results. I don't want to say the election's over. I just want to say Congress has certified the results without saying the election's over, okay?
But Congress is certified. Now Congress is
Yeah, right.
Now Congress
I didn't say over, so let me see. Go to the paragraph before. Okay? I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack yesterday. Yesterday is a hard word for me.
Just take it out. The heinous attack.
Good. Take the word yesterday, because it doesn't work with the heinous attack on our country. Say on our country. Want to say that?
No, keep it.
My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote.
Okay.
There's so much to unpack.
Pull out your luggage, okay? Because I have seen levels of stupidity, but this is what half of the country voted for. This.
And still supporting and fighting for. There's still people that are saying, oh no, he's the dude.
Still.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the fact that he didn't want to tell people that they had broken the law, right? To take that responsibility. I mean, you can see, and they laid that out, how he was just like, I'm not going to say anything that is going to make these people look bad. And watching all of this, all I keep doing every time I hear them say something or watch something is like, I jump forward like 75 years to when this event is in a textbook.
Right.
And I compare it to those that we studied, when we were in high school about what happened with the Civil Wars and things along those lines. It's like, it's the same exact thing, except we are living through it and we have evidence of it, and people are still. Anyway, that hearing last night rocked my world.
I thought that was one of the most compelling and the funniest one. No, there is another moment that was good.
Yes,
but that was good. But there's another person that sits in that's a congressman by the name of Josh Hawley. And if I tell you the committee, I want to roll this clip and then I'll tell you what I thought the committee really wanted to say.
Oh, they said it. They just showed it.
Could you roll that clip, please? Thank you.
Senator Josh Hawley also had to flee. Earlier that afternoon, before the joint session started, he walked across the east front of the Capitol. As you can see in this photo, he raised his fist in solidarity with the protesters already amassing at the security gates. We spoke with a Capitol police officer who was out there at the time. She told us that Senator Hawley's gesture riled up the crowd, and it bothered her greatly because he was doing it in a safe space, protected by the officers and the barriers. Later that day, Senator Hawley fled after those protesters he helped to rile up stormed the Capitol. See for yourself.
See, basically what the committee really wanted to say, but they did it in pictures. They wanted to say, look at this little, it's a word that you use around a kennel when you're talking about a female dog. Okay, that's what they really wanted to say. Look at this little word
Witch.
that you use around the kennel. This little witch. Okay.
This little witch. Look, I mean, truly, and that's what the internet is dragging him for that. I mean, like trying to rile everything up. Oh, I'm all about those people, and then running from them. Oh my gosh.
He is just such, I say get them all. The committee laid it out very well last night. Bravo, kudos to them. They did a very good job. So just wanted to say, ladies and gentlemen, stay woke. How you doing, Rose? Stay woke, because people like that are still in office running our country and making decisions that can shape our lives forever. And so, and they're not good decisions.
Well, they also said that we should expect that there are going to be laws passed, because they are well aware that what was awakened by Trump and all of this has not gone away.
Right.
Now, what bothered me was that they never really referred to them as domestic terrorists, as white nationalists. They were like the people, the thing. You know, I really wanted them to just get a little bit more aggressive with calling it what it was. She did, you know, one of the reps did say that when she was in the Navy, she took a pledge to protect the United States from threats, foreign and domestic, and that there are domestic threats, but there was never really this mention of really calling it what it is.
What it is. Well, you know, they have a good way of doing that, and They have a way of doing it. You're so right. I didn't hear that word at all last night. I did not. Good point. That's a very good point, Vash. Yeah, I didn't hear it. Well, more to come on that. And for those of you who you're not asleep, you know that there's another virus out there, an outbreak called monkeypox. It is out there, and the CDC has raised the alert on the virus, monkeypox. It's an outbreak in the United States, and the Health and Human Services, you know, they've announced that it will be ramping up testing and vaccine distribution for those most at risk, which includes some members of the LGBTQ plus community and people living with HIV. I thought it was very important for us to talk about this or touch on this, because one of the points that I want to drive home and want to be clear about is that monkeypox is not a gay disease.
Right.
It is not.
No. It
is not a gay disease. And, you know, I don't care what the media says. I know that it is definitely hitting the LGBTQI plus community. And I'm raising my hands to the government that's making vaccines available for people in our community to make sure that they get the vaccine or get what they need to stay healthy. But it is an epidemic. And framing it as a gay disease is misleading to me, and it hinders us from properly stopping the outbreak. And so I just want to, again, drive that home, that this disease can affect everybody. And yeah, it's out there.
I don't know all that much about it. I did a little bit of research, so I'm hoping you can fill me in, because I know you, Alvin. I know you've done your research on this. I know that it can be transmitted through physical contact.
Yes.
But you have to really have physical contact. It's not airborne or anything like that, is it?
No, the virus has been able to easily spread through close skin-to-skin contact within our community. The virus can spread to anyone, anywhere, through close, personal, often skin-to-skin contact, regardless of gender or sexual orientation. You know, and but they're finding it right now that the cases that are coming out, there's a very high percentage of the cases among men who have sex with men. So I get it. I'm glad that they're putting this out there that way. I just don't want it to go or be taken as another gay disease, because that sets it up for us to not get help that's needed right now. Right. And I don't want the government to go to sleep on that. So, talk to your friends, straight, gay, whoever, and let them know that they are susceptible to getting it if they don't, check their partners. Or if you're at a party, you could be at a party dancing with somebody, hugging. You could be hugging somebody and they may have it because you all caught up in the moment, whatever, but it's not in the air. It's not in the air. It's not in the air. Yeah.
I am still 6 feet away from everybody. Social distancing, stay away from me. I don't see nobody. I don't want to see nobody. Don't be touching all up on me. It's the only thing I can do. I mean, everybody I know has gotten COVID. I'm trying not to get COVID. I am the Shea Coulee of COVID. Are you watching Drag Race this season?
I am totally into Drag Race. When I get offline, I go upstairs to give me another bottle of wine, and I turn it on. Yes, so I am totally into.
So you haven't seen this week?
Yes, I am, and say what?
Have you seen this week's episode?
I have not.
Okay, then. Oh, I can't wait. Wait. Call me when it's over.
I'm totally into it. But before we go up, I want to talk a little bit more about that because I think I want to pick your brain a little bit more. Ladies and gentlemen, if for those of you who have children, there was something that happened this week in Langhorne, Pennsylvania. Apparently, there's a place there called Sesame Place, and it's in Langhorne, Pennsylvania, and it's a theme park for toddlers. Everything is toddler friendly. So as you can see, there are rides with an adult. If they have to ride with an adult on most of the rides, but after a viral video showing 2 children being ignored by a character as Sesame Place went viral, I want you all to look at this because it has all of social media, raised. So can we play that video?
And now this viral video is blowing up online. It seems to show a Sesame Place character dismissing 2 young black girls after high-fiving others in the crowd during a parade. The mother of the little girls posted the clip on social media. You can see the character, Rosita, looks like she's shaking her head in their direction. Sesame Place then released an apology and promised better training for employees.
Okay. The character's name Rosita. Mm-hmm. Rosita. Mm-hmm. It's called Rosita.
She makes refried beans, and you would think that she would be sensitive to children who are brown.
First of all, Rosita, I am so mad with you right now, okay? Because I keep looking at those little girls' faces. Their faces was like, well, what about me? You know what I'm saying? Why would they do that? Why would he do that? Why would Rosita do that?
Why would they do that? And the thing is, there's some people are saying, oh, they just overlooked. No, that character did not ignore those children. Right. That character acknowledged and rejected those children. And that is the thing. Now, I do have some additional information here. So Sesame Place is a licensed park partner of Sesame Workshop. Sesame Workshop also does Sesame Street, right? So that is an umbrella company.
So I can still be friends with Miss Piggy because they're really just a little subset of somebody.
Well, I'm going to get back to the whole Sesame Workshop. So Sesame Place is owned and operated by SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment, right? So Sesame Workshop has a relationship with Sesame Place that is connected to it's owned and operated by SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sesame Place takes those characters extremely seriously because those characters are for all children and all children are supposed to feel loved by those characters. So Sesame Place has Sesame Workshop has already said that they are going to be making extreme changes to make sure that that never, ever, ever happens again to another child. So although you and I are looking at this as, seeing it for what it is, there are still people who are saying that, oh, get over it, the children were overlooked. No. All the companies and all the people responsible for that character have all said that that was out of control. And it was repeated. Like there's other clips where you see that character doing the same thing. I think it was just further down the line that they were able to piece together. So
and then hugging the Caucasian kids.
Yes.
And dismissing the African American kids.
Absolutely.
And like you said, there are other pieces of videos that are out there showing that. I felt bad because it took me back years. Now I wasn't that young, but it took me back to Burberry. And many of my friends and people who know me know what happened in Burberry when a salesperson dismissed me after waiting on 2 white women.
How old?
I'll say what?
How old were you?
This was 1999.
Okay.
And it was 1990. I was in my 40s and dismissed me. But I went home and I did what needed to be done. I didn't climb across the counter. I went home and wrote a letter. Mm-hmm. And 22 years later, I'm still doing well from writing that letter.
I was about to say, you own 51% of the company.
I'm still doing well. I'm just saying, and I know that parent, I wish that parent stays on top of it, because you can't brush this under the carpet. You know, when people, you know, treat you in a way that dismisses you because of your skin color or whatever, it should be addressed. And so kudos to the family getting a lawyer, stay on it, stay on their ass, because if they let it go, they'll do it to somebody else.
It was one of those things where to see a moment where a child loses their innocence, that was what was so heartbreaking, because I know that those children, I've heard talk about, you know, bias and whatnot, but for them, I mean, like, they saw that their character just did something completely out of control. And I want to point out that there are parks, Disneyland Park.
Yes.
Their characters are not allowed to say no. We watched Rosita say no.
Right.
Disney characters are not allowed to say no. Like, if you ask them something, like if you ask Tinkerbell, hey, can you fly for me? Tinkerbell cannot say, no, I can't fly. Right. Or like, no, I'm not going to fly for you right now. They have to find a way to not do something, but not say no. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you have on a daggone costume. What are you afraid of?
You're creating an illusion.
An illusion, the experience for the child. What some of these kids may not ever see that again. But yes, we are for the children, aren't we, Vash? We are for the children.
Yes, we are. And Kelly Rowland said that if that had happened to her child, they would have to have closed the park down. And I kind of agree with her.
And it shouldn't even take that for somebody, you know, with that much stature to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? So thank you all for joining in on that. I see that Rose says she agrees with us. Blue has said a couple of things on here. He said that they're looking at a class action suit. Yeah, I mean, you know, it definitely needs to be dealt with. So, and one more thing before, you know, that's happening right now, for those of us like me who love the beach, shark attacks are on the rise, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So I just want to let all of you beach goers know that you don't have to leave the country for there to be a shark attack right now. Because shark interactions from Massachusetts to Florida have beachgoers and local officials fearful this summer. Okay? So, I mean, just in Long Island, New York, there was a case where somebody got bit by a shark. You know, Fire Island, where I used to play. You know what I'm saying? And so to think that a shark attacks are on the rise, ladies and gentlemen. So beware. For those of you who like to go in the water. Okay.
And the thing is, though, the sharks are not attacking people to eat them. I think somehow they're confused. Sharks don't like people. And when they are biting people, I mean, they are releasing them, but the damage is still being done because of the way the shark's teeth are. So I truly wonder what's happening that's causing this. I mean, are they being pushed down into these areas because the waters are warming up and they're, you know, I truly just wonder what's happening. No matter what, you got to be safe. But
I think they're looking for food. And this, you know, I think with what we're dealing with all this climate change, probably the fish are doing something different, that moving to different areas. I'm not sure, different climates or whatever. And the sharks are going for that. And so I think they're looking for food. But that was so funny when you said they're not trying to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to come back if I go in the water with 2 legs, I want to come back with 2 legs. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I just want to But I think climate change is definitely driving how they feed.
Right. And
And
where
I
they
think-
are, and they're just happening to come into contact with
Yeah.
human beings going into the ocean, also
Right.
trying to deal with the climate change. So it's worlds colliding.
Right.
It's incredible.
Well, you know what we say. We're just a resource. We just want you to beware, and don't go. If you can put your little bathing suit on and go on the beach. I just want you to beware that there's some sharks out there. So, okay, all right, Vash, are you ready? Because there's a lot of entertainment that's happening, news that's happening right now,
Yes.
and I just want to kick it off. There's been some changes in what we're about to show you, but our Viva La Loca heartthrob had some issues last week. Can we play the clip, please?
Ricky Martin's nephew claims that Ricky Martin had an affair, a relationship with the nephew.
A 7-month affair.
For 7 months. The nephew is accusing Ricky Martin of incest. This is the twist nobody saw coming in the story. A couple of weeks ago, we broke a story that there had been a restraining order that was filed against Ricky Martin in Puerto Rico. It was filed by an anonymous, by someone who didn't want to reveal their name. And then this came out over the weekend that the person who is accusing him is his nephew. Now
it's a 21-year-old nephew. And his people have come out and said, look, this 21-year-old has mental problems. They say he's been institutionalized. And Ricky's brother, who is not the father of this 21-year-old, but they're basically
also related. Also his uncle.
Also jumped to Ricky's defense.
Yeah, it looks like this.
Okay, let me just say, as of yesterday, the judge granted, there was a granted on July the 1st under the Puerto Rico's domestic violence prevention and intervention law, known as Act 54, after the nephew allegedly alleged he sustained a romantic relationship with Ricky Martin for 7 months. He's now, said that did not happen. And so Ricky Martin has been cleared, if you will. But that's some stuff to go through.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to have someone accuse you of that. It's a lot to have your relative accuse you of that, have it in the paper. I mean, the restraining order. I just wonder what's going on.
Well, and Puerto Rico, I hear, has some very strict laws regarding that. And so that's why, they were really coming down on him very hard. Apparently, their laws are far more strict than those of the laws in other states. And so, but I'm glad that he got through that, and he doesn't have to deal with that anymore. So glad that you can deal with that, Ricky. Hope you can get your life back on track, because that had to be traumatic. Now to one of Vash's favorite people, Dave Chappelle had his show canceled in Minneapolis because of backlash from some transphobia controversy that's been boiling over from his his earlier show called The Closure on Netflix. So I wanted to give you, Boss, 3 facts that I know about what happened here. The venue the First Avenue venue announced that they didn't directly cite Chappelle's trans comments as the reason for the cancellation, but said it's a belief in the freedom of artistic expression caused it to lose sight of the impact hosting Chappelle that it may have. And number 2, the cancellation came after heavy backlash toward the venue online and from its own employees. And third, Chappelle's Wednesday show was moved to the Varsity Theater in Minneapolis, which was set to host performances Thursday and Friday. So he was there on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, as opposed to just Thursday and Friday. And so I see you have that I don't care look on your face. Is that
I mean, look, I'm usually full of energy and love, but when I have checked out of something, I'm just like, all right, you got that. All right, go. I mean, I loved Dave Chappelle. I think I thought it was super duper funny. I think it's really sad that for a large part, his legacy is going to be that comedian that talked about trans people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Whatever. But Netflix.
But you know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. It speaks to the power that the trans community have over this situation, over Dave Chappelle and how he's what he said over the years, that they can come together and literally get him canceled from a venue.
Okay, I would like to stop.
Okay.
Because it's not the trans community that is about that. It is people who are conscious and awake and aware that there are people who are marginalized who need people standing up for them. That's like saying Black people are so powerful that when someone uses the N-word, they get them canceled. No, it's all kinds of other people that are all aware that says that's inappropriate, which is what you want. You want the people outside of your community that are also standing up for you. And it's not like anyone's trying to cancel anybody. They're just saying, look, what you're doing is inappropriate. We don't like you, and this is how we're speaking. Right. We're saying we don't want you around, or we don't like what you did. And it applies across the board. But it really, it's not just the trans community. It's the community. I mean, there's LGBTQI, there's allies, there's all kinds of folk. And that is who's doing this. It's not just trans people.
I received that. Thank you. Thank you for that, Vash. So Judy, is Judy on vacation?
Judy is on vacation. Judy's birthday is a couple days before mine.
Judy,
she always forgets mine, but I always remember hers.
Judy is in Mexico. Thank you for joining us, Judy. Making us envy her.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us tonight, Judy.
From Guadalajara.
The EGOT, the newest EGOT, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jennifer Hudson, is taking her talents now to daytime TV. Now, some people, I'm not like a huge fan of Jennifer Hudson, but I am very, 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 very happy for her, and that she's getting a chance to, have a talk show. She's another idol that was, I think, discounted, and she has proven them wrong at every juncture of her career. Okay?
Yeah.
And now she's going to have her talk show. So I'm very, very happy about that. But she's a singer, right?
Actress as well.
Actress. Okay, singer, actress. That's something Kelly is not.
Uh-huh. Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, Kelly Clarkson. She's a singer.
Kelly's the singer.
Okay. So I'm trying to not comparing the two, but let's face it. Jennifer got a prime slot. She got Ellen's slot.
I thought she got Ellen's production team, but I thought Kelly was moving into Ellen's spot.
I thought that Jennifer, I'm not going to argue with that. I read that she was moving into Ellen's slot. That's what I read.
Anything can change, but fantastic. Well, good for her.
It will. Okay, but you know what, ladies and gentlemen, me and Vash, we're not sure. We're on both sides of the screen, as you can see.
Let's check.
So we will find out, and we will let you know next show. But kudos to Jennifer Hudson for getting her own daytime TV. That is going to start on September the 12th on NBC. So for those of you tuning in, I know I'm going to get a good song out of her. So let me see. Hold on. What did Raymond say? Raymond said Kelly got the third slot, the three spot. Thank you, Raymond. Okay.
But Jennifer is definitely Jennifer has Ellen's production team for sure, but Kelly got the spot. So
she got the spot. So she's moving to 3:00.
But they are all connected in that Ellen energy, and I think it's fantastic. I'm lukewarm on Jennifer Hudson as well. I think that this show is probably going to make the world fall in love with her because it's going to give her an opportunity to really be that round the way girl that I think she really truly is. I mean, she got her Tony for producing the show about the
Strange Loop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
About the fat black gay, kid who wants to be on Broadway. So she's like family adjacent, and I am finding love for her.
Well, I hope she does well, and if nothing else, I can get at least one good song a month. And so I know that I'm going to get that. And yes. Speaking of girls who are doing it for themselves, comedian Monique is back. Okay, yes. Monique is back. That's right. She is returning to Netflix after 3 years ago suing Netflix. She did that. She announced that she's coming back, and she's very excited about it. So for those of you who don't know, Monique filed a complaint against Netflix over an opening offer of $500,000 for a stand-up special in 2018. She argued the offer was discriminatory, citing multi-million-dollar deals the company gave to Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Ellen DeGeneres, and Ricky Gervais.
And Amy Schumer.
And Amy Schumer. And Amy Schumer as well. And she's back. And, it's funny how, first of all, I'm glad she's back. I'm glad she's back, taking control. I'm glad she stuck to her guns and kept fighting, because she's a great comedian.
Yeah.
Great comedian. Without a doubt.
What this is highlighting is how messy Netflix is getting. Netflix just seems to say, like, hey, let's just find the messy people who going through some messy stuff and let's profit from them, because somebody's going to want to be all up in their mess. I just saw a preview for a movie that Netflix is producing called They Them. It's a horror movie about a bunch of kids that are taken to a conversion camp and what goes on there. And I'm not exactly sure if the theys and thems are the victims or the perpetrators, but it's just like they just seem to be wanting to be getting up into all the messy, controversial stuff, trying to make some money after losing so many subscribers. So I'm not sure how I'm feeling about Netflix, but glad Monique is getting her money.
Yeah, Netflix is definitely going through something. I mean, they're in the news that they're losing money. I'm not sure how. I'm still a fan of Netflix, so they're the movies that I look at. I don't spend a lot of time on it, but I definitely look at Netflix. But I'm not sure I understand how they're losing money. I don't understand how that's happening, but obviously they know. But Monique is. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
As I say, they're spending a lot of money producing content, which. Yeah. Usually the way a lot of studios make money, you invest in a bunch of shows that you're putting on network, and then you make a lot of money in syndication when it goes into other places. Netflix kind of changed that model since they are their own distribution. So unless they're selling their content off platform into other markets, I just don't know how they do that. So it's an interesting way that their model works. Perhaps we should reach out to someone from Netflix. If anyone out there knows anyone from Netflix, we'd love to talk to them about how they make money and the decisions they make about the entertainers and entertainment that they produce. Thank you.
Yes, and if they're looking for, two seasoned gay Black men to host a TV show, we would love to talk to you. Perhaps. I mean, I don't know. You may be looking for this concept that nobody's doing right now.
And I have a past. I have a dirty past.
He said what? Huh?
And I have a past. I have a dirty, messy past. So you should reach out.
Oh, well, good for you. My past. Wait a minute. Raymond said that Netflix lost over 1 million subscribers. Again, in 1 year.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, but wow, that's insane. I'm sure, and that's due to all these other little platforms like Peacock, not Peacock. What's the thing I look at RuPaul's Drag Race on?
Hulu?
No, that's another one.
See, there's so many. There used to just be Netflix, which is, it's the market's quite changed. And when you lose subscribers, that's cash flow. That's monthly cash flow.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos started making so much money when he got people subscribing to Prime because it was this cash flow thing coming in all the time.
Yeah.
Netflix, that's a big thing. So they're really trying to recoup that, and they're a step away from the Zeus network, just being messy.
Well, another piece of information about Monique before we leave her, she has an upcoming movie that's coming out called The Deliverance, and she has joined forces again with one of her old friends, Mr. Lee Daniels, and it's going to be on Netflix as well. And he's producing the film. And if you know, in Precious, that's where she gained her first Academy Award nomination.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just want to say hi to Curry Mendez. Curry is my birthday twin. Says not being trapped in our homes. Pandemic boosted their subscribers. Happy birthday, Curry. Curry's in New Mexico.
Hey, Carrie, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And for those of you who tuned in a little later than that, but after we started, as you can see, Vash and I are sporting some of our materials we have. He said, t-shirts, believe me, they get attention. I've been out with them and people have asked, what is that? Then you can turn around. Honestly, I would love to turn around, but I can't turn around tonight. I can't turn around and show you the back, but I will hold it up the next time. But all of our information is on the back. It's really cute, and it just tells you who we are, where you can find us. And so Boss is also drinking out of a cup that we have that's available. He said, and Boss, would you turn it around so that they can see that that's on both sides for the left and the right-hand person? Thank you. I just want you to know they're available. Go to he said live at gmail.com and ask and let us know that you're interested, and we will make sure that you get a t-shirt for a fee.
Okay. Did you appreciate my Carol Merrill? Everyone thinks it's the Vanna White, but it's the Carol Merrill.
Okay, you guys, for all of you folks, wait a minute. What did Judy say? Alvin wears the best t-shirts. Oh, thank you so much, Judy. And you could too.
You could too. You could have one.
Thank you. For those of you who follow this as much as I do, and I'm talking about the Kennedy Center Honors. This year, for the 45th anniversary of the Kennedy Center Honors, I swear to God, they couldn't have a better group of honorees, ladies and gentlemen, than I am so excited. This year, they have actor George Clooney. They have singer Amy Grant. They have singer Gladys Knight. Keep that picture right there. Will you all look at Gladys Knight?
She's fabulous.
Now, what I want to say about Gladys Knight. Now, you know how they do tributes on this show. Gladys Knight is one of the few artists that sounds the way she did when she was 16.
Yeah.
So, Gladys, you could do your own tribute and bring the house down. So, congratulations, Gladys. I'm sorry, there are two others. I got lost in Gladys Knight. We have a composer, Tania Leon. For those of you who don't know Tania Leon, she is a Pulitzer Prize winning composer, and do your homework on her. And there is the band U2, ladies and gentlemen. I got a chance to meet Bono when I worked in hospitality, and he is just as all of what you see right now. All of it, just kind, visual, artistry, nice. So I am very excited about this year's Kennedy Center honorees watch. Are you excited about them? Because this is like...
I think it is super. I think all of those people are extremely deserving in various ways, from humanitarian efforts to just sheer talent and longevity in their careers, to giving back, to, I mean, you name it. I think it's going to be fantastic. And it's going to be really amazing music. From Gladys Knight, U2, Tania Leon, and Amy Grant, all of them have a really amazing collection of music that, if it's presented back to them, it's going to be fantastic. I can only imagine who's going to try to sing Gladys Knight songs to her.
I can't even imagine. And you know, George Clooney, he is one of my favorite actors. He doesn't have, Up in the Air probably is my favorite movie by him that I really like. There was a movie called Up in the Air. So if those of you all get a chance to see that movie, that's one of my favorites. But he's done other movies. But like you said, they're humanitarian efforts. And you know, if George Clooney just show up with his wife on the red carpet, I'm going to lose it because she is a goddess. Okay,
she's really amazing.
She's really amazing. So so wow. So thank you all for getting newsy with Vash and I tonight. Thank you. I also, but before we go, I also wanted to actually, I didn't go over this with you, Vash. We've talked about it, but Vash and I we will be sending out an email. So I'm sorry, a post, if you will. So if you are any of our social media platforms, but we want to put a discussion together with men who are over 50 and what it's like to grow to being seasoned. And, you know, there are different characteristics that we're looking for. Some of you may be in long-term relationships. Some of you may be single. Some of you may be just, you know what, living your viva la loca. And we're looking for men. And here's the thing. You don't all have to be in the LGBTQIA community. We want to make sure that we open this conversation because no matter how old no matter what your sexual preference is, you are getting older and wiser, okay? And Vash and I want to talk to you about that. So I just thought that I would throw that out now because you're going to start seeing us put that out there for people to hopefully you will come on the show. We want you on the show, so don't be afraid of the cameras. And some of you are very vocal. We see it right here, but we want you to come on the show. And then we decided to do a show with women to see what women want in their men or what women like to see in their women. So get ready, okay? Because we're coming at you and we want you to be a part of that. So
yes.
Vash, we're at the end of the show. Do you have
time went by so quickly, so very, very quickly. It's always lovely to be able to connect with our viewers and our audience. I mean, some of you are here every single week and we absolutely love you and look forward to it. There's some of you who have just come in for the first time today and we hope you will come back. But it's just lovely to have this interaction and see what you think about what we think.
Yeah. Yeah. We really do appreciate you all being here. So, and as always, we have our words of the week. And this week's words of the week: vision without action is a dream. Action without vision is simply passing the time. Action with vision is making a positive difference. And that is a quote by Mr. Joel Barker, ladies and gentlemen. And we just want to thank you all again for being on the show and following us and giving your opinions. Again, we will say it over and over and over again. Thank you for being here tonight. Let me see, yeah. Raymond, people are just commenting.
I know, it's kind of great.
Will my pecs look like yours if I wear that t-shirt? Well, Curry, I can show it. Carrie, I haven't seen you, Carrie. So I'm just going to say anything's possible. It's possible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carrot. It's possible.
You can always post a picture of you without a shirt so that we can see and assess how you would look with our shirt. We are not opposed to that.
Yes. We would. Yeah, that's right. Buy the shirt and then post a pic so we can see you. Again, go to he said live@gmail.com or any of our social media sites. If you're interested in a t-shirt or a mug, just let us know and Vash and I will get back to you. But we're about to sign out, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode of He Said.
He said.
He said. Have a good night, everybody. Be safe out there, okay? And go to the what is it? Health and what is it?
Let's see.
Do your homework on monkeypox.
HHS.gov, I believe.
Yes, hhs.gov. Thank you, Vash.
Bye.
Bye, guys.